Week's Parashat Vayera. So I heard a beautiful Dvar Torah, a short idea from Rabbi Eli Mansour. I didn't see it inside or hear it inside, but I heard it quoted, people quoted, and I thought it was awesome stuff. The start of the parasha speaks about Avraham Avinu and his Chesed, the kindness of Avraham. Avraham is the pillar of Chesed. Where do we learn kindness from? So this week's parasha, the very start, becomes like the prototype. This is the story we want to read to learn how to do Chesed. Because Avraham's going to run out. He's going to see the three guests coming. It's going to be angels. He doesn't know they're angels. He thinks they're nomads. He thinks they're Bedouins. And he's going to run out and serve them the greatest feast possible. Invite them for like a little bit of bread and water, a little butter on some lehem, and afterwards he comes out with tongue and mustard sauce. And we've spoken in the past about the details. Their gashmiut, their physicality was like ruchaniyut, was like spirituality for Avraham Avinu, that he'd go out of his way to try to do everything possible to make them feel comfortable. He put them under the shade of the ants and teaches them Torah, bring them closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This was the method of Avraham Avinu and Avraham's kindness. So here's the idea that I found in Rabbi Mansour. So Rabbi Mansour says, we learned in last week's parasha when Avraham went to war, we had the war, the 4 kings, the 5 kings, so he had with him 318 servants, 318 men. Some say maybe it was Eliezer, that's a gemash of Eliezer, but they said at the minimum, simple pshat, he had 318 servants. So couldn't they have done all of this? In the past we also give a Dvar Torah about chinuch, that Avraham Avinu is doing it himself so that his children, so that Ishmael, who's alive right now, could watch his father and learn how to do things in a chinuch perspective. That's Moshe Feinstein's idea. But here we really see Chesed. Actually, I heard a scary idea. My Khan said once that maybe the angels are about to go destroy Sodom for being the anti-Chesed. So first they want to go see Avraham Avinu and see what Chesed is all about, and he's going to set the standard for Chesed that ultimately is going to lead to the downfall of Sodom. So it's a little bit ominous because Avraham's going to fight to try to save them, but ultimately it's the degree of Avraham's Chesed that demonstrates how terrible the yin and yang, how terrible was the city of Sodom. But Avram goes out of his way and he's helping these people. So says Rabbi Mansour, even though he has all these servants, he's 99 years old. He's a couple days out after the Brit Milah, yet he has to go out there. Because why? Because when a host goes out of his way and gives kavod for the person, shows respect, and does things himself, it just shows so much more love and respect, and that's a much higher level of how to do chesed. And Avraham Avinu is teaching us. This is what chesed is all about. This is how we're going to get to the people and inspire them and teach them and love them by actually really loving them, by actually going out of our way and doing kindness for them, being very, very special and spiritual with them. Okay, awesome. So that's Rabbi Mansour. But then I heard he said as follows. I couldn't find the midrash inside, but he says that we have a story in the future. In the future, when Moshe Rabbeinu is going to want to go up to the Shamayim and he's going to want to get the Torah. So he's going to go up to get the Torah, and the Malachim, the angels, are going to come out and prosecute against Moshe. If you listen to our previous Divrei Torah on Shavuot, so we spoke about the argument of the angels in the Gemara and the argument of Moshe Rabbeinu, and Moshe Rabbeinu is ultimately going to win. But says Rabbi Mansour that what happened? He went out to fight with the angels, and there were 3 angels there: Michael, Gabriel, Raphael. By us, the 3 angels who come to visit Avraham. So according to most of the Mefarshim, they're the standard angels of Michael. The debate exactly who is who, but Michael is there, Gabriel is there, Raphael, I believe, is the 3rd one. And these angels that Avram fed and took care of and did such chesed for, he says they couldn't fight against Avram Avinu up in the Shamayim, against Moshe Rabbeinu up in the Shamayim. When Moshe comes up to get the Torah, it says the angels want to fight against him, but there were 3 angels who did not fight against Moshe Rabbeinu. I want to find this midrash. If anybody knows the source, please send it to me. I haven't had time to look at it in depth. But these 3 angels that Avram had given and fed and given food to, they could no longer fight against them, because look at it, they have to actually be his defense attorney, and that's going to be the case for Moshe Rabbeinu. So it's Avram's chesed, hundreds of years earlier, going out of his way and really giving of his own self to help those 3 guests that he thought were simple nomads turn out to be the angels that are going to help Moshe Rabbeinu and get the Torah of the Jewish people. There's another, the more standard shot though, is that the angels, when Avram feeds them, he feeds them milk, he feeds them meat, and they're like srafim with fire in the mouth. That actually gets cooked in basar bechalav. So actually, in a more negative angle, the reason why we win is because those angels actually ate basar bechalav, and then Hashem says, you guys don't keep Torah. Moshe says, you guys don't keep halacha. Look what happened with Avraham Avinu. You guys don't keep halacha. It has to come to the Jewish people. And they said, you know what, you're right. Let's give it to the Jewish people. So there's 2 approaches. The more classic approach, that in the negative, that ultimately their breaking of halacha in this story is going to give us the Torah because we're going to be able to keep it. But I thought Rabbi Mansour is like a very positive one, that no, they actually become the defense attorney. So you have to realize the chesed that we do right now, how much could it help our children hundreds of years later. Shabbat Shalom.